Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube, where the watches are the stars. And today with me at the Vallée de Joux, the headquarters of Jaeger-LeCoultre, is Matthieu Sauret, Heritage and Product Director. You guys know him because you have seen him before on our screens when it comes to explain complicated watches. And the second watch, because there's also one video before we already introduced here, the second watch we are showing to you today is, Matthieu?
The Calibre 362, the mighty Hybris 11. Some of the viewers of WatchAdvisor may know this watch. Record-winning, ultra-thin minute repeater and tourbillon that we have completely reinvented this year.
And I can tell you guys, this is an amazing watch, ultra-thin, sounding great. And don't miss the other videos, of course, because there are two more to come. Enjoy this video. Our hashtag says, where the watches are the stars. This means we have to disappear from your screen and the watch will be your star. Enjoy, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
An ultra-thin tourbillon and minute repeater, completely transparent.
Yes, this is a world record. This is a caliber that is a legend at Jaeger-LeCoultre, Calibre 362, also nicknamed Hybris 11 because it was the 11th Hybris Mechanica ever created. A world record because this is the thinnest minute repeater tourbillon, only 5mm thin for a watch here, which is 8.25mm in thinness. And not only is this the thinnest ever minute repeater tourbillon created, but it's also automatic, quite a nice feature.
Let me show you the winding rotor. You see here, there are little windows. Let me call it like this. And then when I turn the watch, you see the rotor is turning. You see here it is. So we can see it.
Which is made of gold to nicely see it and actually completely hand guilloché in our Atelier des Métiers Rares. And so this year we have completely reinvented this caliber to be completely transparent, and to actually feature this transparency we have worked with sapphire bridges. So a very unique feature that you rarely see in fine watchmaking. So the bridges, which used to be in metal, we replaced the metal with sapphire, which is a very unique material, it's completely see-through. Very hard to see those sapphire bridges.
Yeah.
Way to see them actually is to look for the screws and the rubies, because sapphire actually hold the screws and the rubies.
Here's a screw and there are the rubies.
And the little anecdote about it is that rubies are very hard. This is what they're used. They can hold friction without being used. Sapphire crystal is also a very hard material. So to set the rubies in the sapphire crystal, we had to use little chatons, which means circles of gold, that we have actually set in the sapphire crystal to be able to set the rubies
and then
in there.
Pressing in the rubies in the gold.
Yes, yes.
You have here, you see gold chaton. There's one. And here's that screw. You see here the screw? And then if you concentrate where my pointer is, then you can see here is part of the sapphire bridge.
So the idea of the sapphire bridges was really to highlight the intricacy of the mechanism, notably the minute repeater mechanism here, which is quite amazing. It's almost 200 components only for the minute repeater. It's a minute repeater that is fully integrated into the mechanism in order to achieve a minute repeater that is extremely thin for a world record with, yes, the two trebuchet hammers, which are placed and featured in the butterfly format, as we call it, with the two hammers.
Here are the gongs.
The gongs, yes.
And then there is a pusher.
Yeah, so it's also a very innovative and actually a patented pusher mechanism that you only find at Jaeger-LeCoultre. So you unlock the pusher here by using this little button. Then you may actually press on the button in order to launch the minute repeater.
These are the hammers. It's not only this is spectacular on the watch, it is also the way how you have been realizing the flying tourbillon. Because this tourbillon seems really to independently just fly in the case.
Yes.
You don't see any point where it is attached.
Yes, it's completely on the edge of the glass. It's fully flying. meaning no bottom bridge. It is set on a ball bearing system, and at the center, it doesn't have a bridge either. There is a very clever attachment to the hairspring. The hairspring creates a S shape, actually, that you can probably see in this zoom. This S shape, it differs from a traditional hairspring as it features an outer coil that curve upwards and inwards toward the center of the spring, therefore forming this S shape. With this very special shape, not only can we be thinner, but it also allows each spiral to oscillate concentrically. So there is a concentric approach to this oscillation, and it stabilizes greatly the center of gravity of this tourbillon, achieving better precision, but thanks to a very complex and almost a reinvention of the tourbillon, at least of the hairspring on this watch.
And it creates a very particular sound. When I was listening to the minute repeater the first time, I also recognized that the sounding of the escapement in the end is very particular. I've never heard any watch sounding like this one.
Yes, it's the association of this difference of rotation of the hairspring and the ball bearing also, which is completely changing the sound. It's actually very nice to hear, but it's another version of the tic-tac that we love so much, us lovers of mechanical fine watchmaking. So power reserve is around 50 hours.
50 hours, that's more than enough, and anyhow it's an automatic watch and you don't need to wind that watch.
A piece that is set in a very complex case, around 60 components with utmost level of finishing, a lot of inner angles, almost 50 inner angles here.
Mirror polish.
Mirror polish, Côte de Genève, anglage, as we do it at Jaeger-LeCoultre, and also, I'm sure you will love to point, waterproof.
Yes, of course, I will mention that it's waterproof 30 meters. The fish is here and it says free ATM, so it's 30 meters waterproof, so you can use it on a daily basis. You can wash your hands, don't go swimming with it, please. But 30 meters is absolutely, look, I wanted to show you some mirror polished parts. Here is mirror polishing, and what you see here is the thumb of Jorge, who is holding the camera. That's Jorge, yes. It's mirror polished. So everything is done what can be done in terms of watchmaking to really bring it to that level. And once again, if we turn the watch around, all the parts you see here are not just flying in that case or being held by unknown forces. It is fully see-through. This is really fascinating. And I imagine someone who buys the watch will spend lots of time endlessly discovering different things happening on his dial. That's fascinating, beautiful. It's also good to mention the governor that is here is so silent you don't hear him at all. Here's a governor who is regulating the speed of the hammers. And Matthieu, also here, well done, you don't hear him at all.
Yes, a silent governor, which is an invention from Jaeger-LeCoultre. Yeah. Always been an endeavor of ours since almost 1880. A nice gesture to the past. So this timepiece is limited to 10 only.
Oof.
And it retails for a little bit over 600,000 euros, excluding taxes.
I would say very fair priced compared to others. I mentioned this in the other video where we showed the Giro Tourbillon. I mentioned this already. When I see watches and then they name prices, I sometimes ask myself, who is doing the calculation of it? And here, I would say for what you get, especially from what manufacturer, maison as they call it, it comes from one of the really best of the best. You get an incredible timepiece, and I would say it's a fair price, very fair price. And a world record, so thin, 8.25 was the thickness?
8.25,
yeah,
only 5 millimeters thin. Calibre.
Imagine how elegant it is to wear this watch. And let me show you this. I like it. You see here the magic button or magic slider. And then here, the activator of the minute repeater. Normally you have a slider, you have to go down and back. And then sometimes you don't get until the end, and then the minute repeater doesn't start correctly. Can't happen here. Look, it comes out. And then the only thing you have to do, you press and it starts. Beautifully done. Matthieu, thank you once again here for helping me and explaining this to our audience. I am sure that my audience is speechless now, because when you see this, you have to be speechless. Thank you, Matthieu.
Thank you.
I have no more words.